Dear aspirants, right now I am conversing with you that what the information I want to give you. This is a kind of approaching video, kind of a strategic video for the history optional, especially for IAS, UPSC, what the exams have been conducted. All of you know the syllabus, those who already are preparing and those who are aspiring to prepare. They must be acquainted with the syllabus, must be knowing the syllabus. In fact, when we see the syllabus, it seems that it is a very wide kind of subject, while the reality is different. So here I will talk about how to get 300 plus marks combining both the paper. Simultaneously, what is the myth about history? That it is a wide paper, it is a wide issue. Thirdly, what to be done for the selection of the things of the topic so that the history can be easily comprehended. History can be convincingly comprehended, because once a candidate covering the history optional by breaking up the topics in every part, it will be highly easier for a candidate to make themselves prepare for the upcoming exams, forthcoming exams. Since nowadays or since the last year, because of this unexpected corona, earlier I was never thinking of to come on online courses, but now you can say it is a compulsion also, and it is a kind of to reach to the students also, those who are now unable to come to the Delhi, or those who are now unable to come to the classes. So in a short video, I'll just tell you a particular strategy how to make your things strategic for the optional of history for IS. And you can say it is also a kind of trend analysis, especially for IS. History optional. History optional. Very first thing, what I am telling you here is how to prepare to get 300 plus marks. If you are scoring more, well and good, but at least you secure minimum of 300 plus marks in your optional, so that your qualifying, your selection will be much more easier. Just to have the look upon this strategy, we must know that we have two papers, each of 250 marks. Each of 250 marks. So total marks for history optional is 500. Because in IS, the syllabus is divided in paper 1 and paper 2. When we come to paper 1 comprising ancient India and medieval Indian history. Medieval Indian history. Paper 2 comprising modern Indian history as well as world history. As I told you, syllabus is already available with you, so you can see the syllabus. So I'm not going to write the whole syllabus here. But the very first thing what we have to analyze, in both the paper, the conditions are given by UPSC. Conditions are given by UPSC that in every paper, question number 1 and 5 is compulsory. Question number 1 and 5 is compulsory. This is what the trend going on right now. And keep in mind one thing, we cannot be very sure that this trend will be followed this year or next year. But more or less, if they will be changing, they will make a change in this particular type of frame only. They will not make the exam outreach of the candidates, because they have to select the administrators, not the academicians. So what is happening here is, in paper 1, paper 2, both, question number 1 and 5 is compulsory. Paper 1, total question will be 8. Out of 8, we have to write 5 questions. In this, 1 and 5 is compulsory. Now you have to select more 3 questions. But you cannot do that, go and select 3 questions from medieval, 3 questions from ancient India. The next condition is at least 1 from each section. At least 1 from each section. What does this mean? If a candidate is writing 1 question from medieval India, 2 questions from medieval India, candidate must write 1 question from ancient India. So the things will be balanced. What is the logic here? Logic here is, now the examination and all time, earlier also, while the syllabus was not changed, examination was willing to check the depth, willing to check the understanding of the history, understanding of the historical forces, understanding of the political forces that had cropped up in the past and what is affecting till today. Many things. Simultaneously, here in both the part, 2 things are very important, that is in our new syllabus, art and culture. Art and culture is not newly added. It was already integral part of the history. Every time the questions were coming earlier also without changing the syllabus. But now they have made it obvious, art and culture. Get this point? So when a candidate is covering any part of the syllabus, he must cover all kind of things. And all of you know, history is based on the sources. So we cannot leave the sources when we prepare it for optional. So even if the IS paper earlier was not mentioning sources, then also the questions were from the sources. This is why I am telling you to keep your preparation on the right track. Don't think it is very wide, it is very open. Simultaneously, the same pattern will follow here in the paper 2. And now both the paper is having 250 marks. So here what is happening? The total marks coming is 500. If a candidate is preparing themselves for scoring more than 300, then it will be very fair chances will be there that candidate must be selected finally. Now, this is one thing what I just told you. Now, the second thing related to the strategy what I am telling you, that at many places wherever I taught history, the people or the candidates came and they started making the assertions that history is very wide, history cannot be comprehended. But in my opinion, since I have had been the student of the history, so in my opinion, it is always clear that history is a beautiful subject and the compilation of history is much more easier than any other subject. How the compilation of history is much more easier than any subject? Like see, in both paper 1 and paper 2, both paper, we have to make up in our mind while we are preparing. In our videos, in our lectures, you will have every bit and pieces of the syllabus. But this is only a strategy, that is what I am telling you. Paper 1 and paper 2 both, at the beginning of the stage, at the beginning of the preparation stage, candidate, even if they are from history background, BA, MA history, they must, because when you will prepare for the examination, you will always be running short of time. So what will happen here? At the beginning of the stage, the candidate must make up his mind that whatever the 2 questions I have to write, like see what I told you, question number 1, 5 compulsory. Thereafter you have to write 3 questions, 1 question from every section and more 1 question from here. So if a candidate is preparing that I have to write 3 questions from ancient India, it will be easier for the candidate since the beginning that ancient India should be covered in totality. Once a candidate is covering the ancient India in totality, the fair chances are there in the examination they will write all the 3 questions. How will it reduce your burden? Now in part B, we have to write here 2 questions compulsorily. Question number 5, any more 1 question. In that context, what can happen? Now the questions are dividing themselves. Even if you are preparing 50% course, you will be able, mind you, keep in mind, forcefully, strongly, I am telling you, I am not suggesting you to prepare 50% course. I am just telling you the strategy, what I was following when I was giving the exams. And I was quite successful, although not finally selected, but quite successful. So what is happening here is, and the guys whom I taught, they have got very, 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 very good marks since 2004. So what is happening here is, if a candidate is covering 50% of the part B, that is medieval India, that means your 50% syllabus is reduced. Then there one chance will be there. The fifth question mostly is short notes. And in the short notes, you may not get one question, because if you have prepared the early medieval India, if you have prepared the Delhi Sultanate, if you have prepared the Mughal, Shivaji, regional kingdoms, Vijayanagar, art and culture, that means total course is prepared. But if you are preparing the early medieval, Chola, Rashtrakuta and Delhi Sultanate, that means one portion is left. Then there is a chance that if from the Mughal history, if some question will come, then what to do? That point of time, it is not at all in your, you should not keep in your mind that I cannot answer. Because meanwhile, you will study ancient India, you will study early medieval, Delhi Sultanate. That point of time, you will be having the enough knowledge. You will be having the enough wider dimensions in your mind to attempt one short note. Getting this point? So don't fear, because if you will go for the whole length of coverage of the syllabus, then this strategy will not work out. In our courses, what I am launching, what I already have launched, many people have joined, many people are aspiring to join. They will basically, I will basically be teaching every part of the subject, every point of the subject. Simultaneously, the another thing here is, paper 1 is here. You can easily score very high. It is highly scoring paper. Why am I telling you highly scoring paper? Because in optional, this question number 1, which is compulsory, will be map. And map gives you mathematical marks. Map gives you mathematical marks. And it is easier, it is not the map like the geography optional. Mathematical marks it will provide you. It is easier to locate the maps. There are in and around 250 places only from where every time the maps are coming, because they will not ask everything. If they will ask everything, I don't think anybody will mark it out. So they are not basically trying to discourage you. They are basically trying to encourage you so that they can get the good admin status. This is what the whole rationale behind the examination of IAS and PCS. So here the thing is, paper 1, here you can score much more higher. If I will say even around 70%, then it would not be wrong. Because here this mathematical marks you can score full marks or 95% marks. Simultaneously, when we go to paper 2, the same strategy has to be followed here. Paper 1, paper 2 is, one is modern India, another is world India, and suppose, world history. And suppose if we are attempting 3 questions from here and 2 questions from here, because 1 and 5 is compulsory. So we are writing more 2 questions from this section, modern India. Why to attempt or to prepare modern India in complete or in totality? Because modern India will always, same proportion will work out in the paper 1 general studies. Same portion is there in the paper 1 general studies. Only difference is in writing the answers in GS, writing the answers in optional. Optional, if we know, if we are aware, we can write the name of the historians also. Certain debates also we can raise. But in the general studies, we are not required, we are not supposed. So modern India is always advised. Now world history is also in paper GS. But the world history is having less weight, less weightage. Maximum weightage is modern India. So this is the first thing what I told you, how to reduce the wideness of the history optional. At the time of beginning of the preparation, you must know everything. With me, you will get everything. Thereafter, what will happen here is, we have to prepare ourselves in our mind that if we are going for paper 1, we are covering the ancient India in totality, medieval India 50%. Paper 2, modern India in totality, world history 50%. Then what will happen? In that case, the history optional will be very, very easier for you. But at the beginning of the preparation, the questions now what they are asking, what I told you earlier, the questions what they were asking is the one question, and they were giving the marks, and you have to write 250 words. Now they are breaking up the question. In one question there are 3 questions, and many times they are mixing the portions. Even if they will mix the portions, that time also, if you are following this strategy, you will always get the questions in the mains examination. 1% chances are there. The indirect language question can be asked where you have not prepared. But observing the whole knowledge of yours in ancient India, medieval India, modern India, world history, that point of time, it will be working out. You can see the wonder what you can do, what your mind can do, and you can write the answers very well. So this is what just I think I removed from your mind, that history is having a wider syllabus. Second thing, why to choose history? Why to choose history? When we say the thing I told you right now, the history gives us almost 60% of the questions in the general studies paper 1. I am just telling you few things. History gives us almost 60% of the marks in general studies paper 1. Now see the importance of history. History gives us almost 30% in GS paper 2, few portions related to the Indian polity and governance, and the analysis of the portion of international relations. International relations. The third thing, why? What is its importance? Almost 40% historical development will help you in GS paper 4, that is ethics. While we are covering the world history, we are going through the philosophies, Kant, Rousseau, Voltaire, many of the philosophies. Then we have to go through the certain other philosophers like Aristotle, etc., Weber, Macbeth, Machiavelli, all such philosophers. Then we have to combinedly form an opinion, and then the questions or the statements what will come here, we can able to write. So if you will calculate, preparing only the history optional for IAS, around 400 marks of general studies is covered. What I mean to say, around 400 marks general studies is covered, that means the marks or the questions what they will ask in the different GS papers, those things you will much more comfortably be able to understand and write. Many things what is happening in international relations, the analysis is absent. If you know the history, the analysis will come out with you. Like in my international video what I posted on the Facebook, I got a very high kind of appreciation because many students knows me. There I left one question and I didn't get the answer till now, either from the candidate or from any academic person or from any teacher or professional, that America does not want India to become the next Vietnam. Comment. So what is happening here is, in the history, when we are covering the world history, what is happening today, how can we analyze, what direction of analysis will be there, that will be highly understood in international relation, and that is required. Because What is happening in the news channels, in newspapers? Basically, they are forwarding their own views. Own views are not accepted in the examination. So I think I just removed few doubts from your mind about the history. Other doubts, if you have, you can keep in touch with me through the Mobisala app. I'll make you answer personally. Also, you can have the approach taking time, then you can make me approach. So the first thing what I told you, how to get the 300 plus marks. Second thing I told you, how to make yourself at the beginning of the preparation. Make yourself means make your mind convinced, because it is the biggest thing. Candidate all time is unable to convince their mind. Make your mind convinced that we have to go on this pattern. Third thing, the myth related to the wider syllabus of history. It is very short, it is highly comfortable, it is very easy. And the fourth thing, that how it will be helping you, it will be helping you much more higher, larger than any of the other optional. So candidates, I just wanted to be with you for these few aspects in the history optional. I have launched the course and the courses are going on. So if you find it out, you want to try it out, you are most welcome. And the last thing what I will tell you, but not the least, that all of you must keep yourself very safe. All of you must make yourself prepared for the future. And in these tougher times, what the years we have passed and what seems to be the next and the further years, please be careful, take safety, take care of yourself. Thank you for listening me.